Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm just going to do a small bit of pruning on this little Chinese elm. And just to keep it tidy, I find if I keep it on top of the pruning, you get tighter and tighter foliage and smaller leaves and shorter extensions on it. So I tend to keep on top of the pruning as much as I can with them. This one was an air layer I did last year off the top of one of my other trees. And I actually got this pot. This pot is actually brass. It's a brass pot. And I got that. It was with an ornamental tree in it. Moss out and the weeds. It had an ornamental bonsai tree in it. So with a bit of persuasion, I eventually got the other tree out. I drilled some holes, drainage holes in the bottom, and since then, this tree's lived in it. So, seems happy. Keep on taking out all the bugs growing on the inside. It likes to send shoots out on the inside just to keep it clear. When they come on inside here, I take them all out. But just when I prune these, when you're pruning a branch on one of these, I find what happens is if you want a branch to grow in that direction, you prune it just above that leaf. And if you want a branch to grow in that direction, you prune above that leaf. And that way then you can decide which way you want the branches to go. I always try to prune to a leaf facing out so the shoots grow outwards rather than going back in towards the tree. But there's always some that manage to still send out shoots going in towards the tree. So if you keep on top of them though, you can see how long that one's grown. So I'll go back to that little leaf back there. It'll send the shoot out this way. Anything growing down I'll take off completely. Yes. Take that back another little bit. Yeah, I got this pot. It was at a car boot sale. I actually got it, and it had like a glass bonsai tree growing in it. Well, not growing in it, which wasn't that very nice to be honest. But it was pretty old and ruined. So, and it'd been kind of concreted into this pot. So it took a bit of persuasion to get it out, but eventually, with patience and a bit of force, I eventually managed to get it out. So that's a lovely pot. I like it. Yeah, you can see the pictures on it painted all the way around. Oh, I'm not sure which side of the tree prefers the front. I think this one. I'll keep pruning it and we'll have a look when it's done. had some pretty bad storm in the last couple of days here. Luckily I didn't lose any trees. So one tree alright blew off one of my benches. I had it tied down, but it was in a round pot and it seemed to wiggle its way free. And it fell. The pot didn't break, but it did actually put a little crack in the pot. So it's actually it's a literati juniper, so it's kind of a tall, thin tree. And I was actually going to repot it anyway into a new pot in the spring because it has a bit of reverse taper at the bottom. So I'm planning on putting it either somehow disguising that with a rock or something like that. I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to look around and see what I can find to hide that inverse taper. So it was going to be repotted anyway, but it was a shame because it was a nice pot it was in, but these things happen if you're not careful. Okay. Pretty close to being done here. Like that, I tend to just give these a trim every couple of weeks or so just to keep them tidy, keep them. Otherwise, you end up with long runners. And then when you cut them off, you end up with thick branches. And I like to keep them tight and small, and the leaves tend to be smaller and more close together the more you keep it pruned. Unless you want to grow a branch out, then obviously leave it grow first, get it good and strong and long, and then trim it off afterwards. Okay, so that seems to be done. Put it under there. And hard to say which front I prefer. That front or that front. You know, nice to have a choice anyway. So. Okay, that one done. I have another one now I need to prune, so I'll go and get that and I'll be back. Okay, this is another tray I want to prune up a bit. As you can see, I'm sending out some pretty long runners. So I'll just give that a trim back, clean it up a bit. Same again, keeping it pruning through out facing leaves. I put this tree on top of this guy, maybe 3-4 years ago. Planted it in a pot to here. But I bare rooted the tree, wrapped the roots around the guy, and kind of tied them on, and then put one through here that kind of anchored it. A lot of cobwebs on it at the moment, and I tied it on, and then I planted it in a plant pot up to here. Left it for the year. Then after a year, I took it out to the plant pot and dropped the soil to about here. Left it for another year, and then last spring, well, this spring that's gone, I put it into this pot. So next spring I'll lift it up again. There's about maybe another inch more to get the samurai feet out of the soil, and then it'll be out fully. The roots have thickened up a fair bit since I put them in. That one was probably that size when I put it in. It's very light. You can see how thick that one's got. That's the size it was. thickening up well. It's grown really strong in the last year or two. Again, when I got this tree, it was very, very leggy branches because they tend not to keep them pruned in the shops and stuff. I just got this as a present from my son, and they come with quite long internodes between the leaves and stuff, but like I said, I tend to keep them pruned. That keeps the foliage tight. You can see as it gets longer, the internodes are quite tight between the leaves there, but as they get bigger and bigger and bigger as they go to the end. So if you keep them tight, keep them trimmed, then it stops them getting longer. And then what happens is they get all the energy goes to the ends of them, and then they start to die back, start losing leaves back along. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but it's what I do. Keep them all, kind of give them a few weeks of growth and then prune them back again. It seems to be working for me. Heads seem to be staying good and tight and full. Leaves are very close together. I do want to put this in a better pot in the spring as well, when the time comes. Not too sure what type of pot yet, whether it probably be another oval pot. It seems to be doing well in this one. It looks well. Looks kind of, to me, looks about the right size for it. Whoop. And drop it. Yeah. And the reason why I planted it on this guy is because he was actually broken. There's a piece broken off him in there. I don't really see that, but right in under here, there was a piece, like a little piece. I don't know what was there, but there used to be something there, and it snapped off. So that's why I planted the tree on where it broke, to hide that. And it seems to have done the job. Okay, so that looks okay. Got these few weeds. Moss seems to be doing well as well. Trim the moss back a little bit. It's going pretty thick too. So I have these kind of curved blades of this, which are handy just to go across the top. The moss, it just takes them off. Be clean around the edge as well. It follows the edge of the pot well. Get on the edge there. Surprised this moss has lasted, because normally the birds have a tendency to pull it all off, which no doubt they'll start doing soon with the winter coming in, looking for the worms and stuff. Okay. Okay, that's another kind of trimmed up. You can see the heads are nice and tight, and there's no wire or anything holding it to him now. It's just completely locked itself on. That'll be on for good, I'd say. I don't know if it'll, could maybe put something to tighten them in, but I don't actually mind them coming down straight like that. Okay, so that will do for this video. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.